Hi, my name is Jen Hageman and I am an equine equipment designer, and my specialty is integrating top performance textiles and impact technologies into equestrian equipment. I'm joined by my co-reviewer Piccolo today, who is just so excited to be here, as you can tell. Thinline, half pad. This has been a big viewer request on the Facebook page. This is one of the pads that Thinline, actually, as Rachel Riley adequately said on the Facebook page, had the brass ones to send to me. So we are going to review this half pad. I love that, brass ones. It's funny. Let's see what the manufacturer's claims are. For $262.99 to $264.99, this pad is a full sheepskin comfort correction saddle pad with ultra thin line. Creates our top seller. Saddle pads to create a closer connection with your horse. Ultra thin line products provide exceptional benefits for both horse and rider. Add the best sheepskin available and you have the best saddle pad for your horse. Reduces rider movement, protects backs, creates better saddle fit, improves performance. Ultra thin line is sewn on top of the high quality cotton with medical grade sheepskin under the panels and at the sheepskin in front and rear rolls. Underneath the ultra thin line layer is a pocket to insert shims to help with minor saddle fit adjustments. This is one of the finest thin line products we have produced. You will soon feel an increased performance in how your horses lift their backs. Riders will sit closer, quieter, and will be able to do more with lighter aids. Available in black, white, medium, and large sizes. Okay, so it's available in dark brown and dark coffee and this color. So let's take it apart. Quality cotton, yes, it's the same as it was on the other one. It's a very heavy duty cotton poly. The binding matches that. Has the rear panels, the rear rolls. They actually do a shorter roll than I would and longer rolls through here. I tend to stop here. I like mine about 9 inches just because of the, it can be kind of a break in an emergency situation, but again, not something that I would consider a flaw. I just would consider it a difference between the designers. It's got the pocket so you can shim it up the way you need to, yes. And it's easy to get into, I like that. Minor fit adjustments. You will see and feel an increased performance in how horses lift their backs. With this type of shock absorption, if it's the same as in the Western, absolutely. When we take away the element of us landing and them coming, it really does allow us to sit quieter and utilize our aids much more effectively, because we can sit up through our torso, because the background of that is we're not sheltering our spine from the impact of our horse. That's the mechanics of it. Moves shock, weight, and heat laterally along the pad with compressing. The result is 95% shock absorption. We'll test that in a second. The magic lies in the way Thinline absorbs shock but allows the rider to truly feel the horse's back. Motion is reduced by the rider, and the horse and rider can work together in unison. Regardless of whether you are a beginner or an FEI rider, Thinline improves comfort, communication, and equalization. So I'm going to just stop reading from that, because they seem, Thinline is a company that seems to be not exaggerating a whole lot of what they claim. They tend to be spot on, if not a little bit conservative with their reviews. So onto the pad. Front and back profile. It is a medium, they say. Let's check the length of it. A medium is typically going to be about 18 inches because 17.5-inch saddles are the most popular size in the world for jumping saddle styles. So this is 18.5. I allow a 1/4-inch variance in my products because these are all handcrafted. There's not enough concentration on how much artistry goes into making our equine equipment, especially our pads. It's big, bulky, heavy materials fused together with very thin ones. They're complicated to put together for your sewing operators. Sewing operators typically are trained on clothing, where they do the same thing over and over and over again in thin batches. These are big, bulky, heavy pieces of equipment, and they are tough to get underneath the machines. Not enough is highlighted on the extreme talent of our operators in our industry. What struck me on this, oh, let's do the billets first, is the, so they're 9 on the nose, and 9 is, you know, is exactly what I look for, because 9" is going to accommodate most saddles on the market, whether they're old or new or cheap or expensive. A 9" is going to be really flexible for a billet strap sizing. What I was saying was, what really struck me in this pad is the different stitch lengths to do the different features. So there's a 7" stitch length on the binding, so it can come around. It gets small here. There is a 4" stitch length on the impact polymer, which is, there's a different fabric on here. It appears to be a little bit stretchy, like a lycra. It's nicely done. And then there's a 5" stitch length to tack on the quilted pad. What that tells me is they're taking the extra time to do the pieces and put these together. You don't have to adjust stitch length. You know, you have to do a lot to the machine. It's a little bit more complicated than flipping a switch. And what it tells me is they take the extra time to do the product right. Most manufacturers do the product fast. And fast and right can be two very different things. So I'm looking at this care. I'm looking at, they even serge the sheepskin. And you gotta, you know, I have to go back to this, guys. You can see the pen line right here where these are handcrafted products. They're not made by a machine and a robot. It's so amazing when you think of the artistry that goes into putting these together. Such talented people operating these machines for our industry. So it's shimmable. We've got the nice spine. It says it's a medium. The profile looks to be about 2 inches. Very acceptable. I tend to run a 3" but then again, that's not, I mean, these are just, you know, differences. This is apples and apples, designers and designers. We all do something a little bit differently. The quilting, nice stitch, nice quilting, thin cotton poly. Let's see if it's breathable. Yeah, the sheepskin is amazing. So it's doing a great job. So onto the sheepskin. It feels to be a 20 micron density, 30 millimeter clip, which is the medical standard for dispersing the most amount of heat, which I just felt. It's pieced together beautifully. This is natural. Now I have to say something about this. These monochromatic skins are all dyed, all of them, black, natural, browns, they're all dyed. They're all bleached, and then the color is uploaded when you get this monochromatic color. White is bleached. Only a few sheep can actually become white sheepskin because most of them have what we would consider flaws. And I bring that awareness because I like the natural sheepskin. They're kind of they're not quite bright white, but they're yellow, but they have these little flaws on there that make it really cool. And I think if people knew that, maybe we could go into the industry using, you know, unbleached or undyed sheepskin. But there's not enough known about it publicly, so we would consider those as cosmetic flaws. But maybe if we understand them, then we don't. So this is a beautiful, beautiful hide. Very done. It feels great and luxurious. So what I'm trying to think here. You know, it's a contoured fit. You know, not an ergonomic fit. I tend to bring things down so they follow the shape of the panel, but this this contour right here, the way that the binding is just running into the sheepskin, it's going to come down and it's not going to offer you know, any interference with your horse. And I read the studies on this stuff, and it is, you know, the pressure down, there is no pressure down. So let's do the big test. 10-pound bowling ball. This is the energy created between a human and a horse while in motion. 80% is the horse coming up towards our spine. So here we go. Let's see if it does 95%. I want to try it up a little higher. Without an exact gauge, I'd call it 95%. What do I think about this pad? I've been trying to chew through my brain as I've been looking at it. You know, the design preferences are just the difference between designers. They're not flaws in any way, shape, or form. This is a great quality product, extremely good manufacturing, a great quality product. Made in the USA. I have to honestly tell you, of everything that I've seen so far, if I didn't make my own saddle pads, my horses would be running in a thin line. Yep. Matrix would be liking a thin line. I'm going to give this product an A. It deserves it. Every bit. Go buy it. $249. What was it? $269? This is going to last you a very long time. It's an exceptional product. Very well you can just see the dedication. You know, I'm double checking the price point on here. $262.99. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sheepskin is expensive, but boy, is it doing its job. Go get it. And if you want this very one, lipstick mark and all, go to thinlineglobal.com or the Thinline Facebook page and tell them that you want this pad, and give yourself a Christmas present. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone. Thinline, go get it. That is my review.